Imagine being turned away from a place, not because you couldn't afford it, but simply because of the color of your skin. That's exactly what happened to a young man who dreamed of a weekend getaway at a fancy hotel. Full of hope, he walked into the grand lobby, only to be met with cold stares and a dismissive "we're full," even though rooms were clearly available. Hurt but determined, he didn't lash out or walk away defeated. Instead, he made a bold decision that no one saw coming. This isn't just a story about rejection. It's about resilience, grit, and flipping the script in a way that left everyone stunned. How does someone go from being denied a room to owning the entire hotel? Stick around, because this jaw-dropping story is one you won't want to miss. The man, whose name was Marcus, had grown up hearing stories of places where people like him weren't welcome. But this time, it wasn't just a story, it was happening to him. He had saved up for months, excited to treat himself to a rare moment of luxury, only to be dismissed like he didn't matter. Standing outside the hotel, the sting of rejection burned deep. It wasn't just about the room, it was about dignity, about being seen and treated as an equal. Marcus wasn't the kind of person to back down easily. Growing up, he had learned to turn setbacks into opportunities, to use the doubts of others as fuel for his ambitions. As he watched guests stroll in and out of the grand entrance, an idea began to form in his mind, one so bold, it made his heart race. Little did anyone know, Marcus was about to make history. Marcus couldn't shake the humiliation he felt that day. It followed him like a shadow, replaying in his mind as he tried to move on. But instead of letting it crush him, he channeled his energy into a plan. Marcus wasn't just someone with big dreams. He was a self-made entrepreneur, someone who had worked tirelessly to build his own success. He started digging into the history of the hotel, curious about its ownership and reputation. What he found was surprising. The property, though glamorous on the outside, was struggling financially. Meanwhile, whispers of Marcus's experience spread through his community. Friends and family were furious on his behalf, but Marcus stayed quiet, focused. He began making calls, meeting with investors, and quietly pulling strings behind the scenes. Every step of the way, he thought about that moment in the lobby, using it to push himself harder. Marcus wasn't just seeking justice, he was crafting a legacy. Weeks passed, and Marcus's plans slowly began to take shape. He was relentless, working late into the night, gathering resources, and speaking to people who might have the power to help. The idea of buying the hotel had seemed far-fetched at first, but the more he dug, the clearer it became. This was a golden opportunity. The owners were desperate, the building needed repairs, and the reputation had started to decline. But Marcus knew that with the right approach, he could not only take ownership, but turn the place into a symbol of victory, a statement that people like him could never be dismissed again. As the final negotiations came to a head, Marcus walked into the same hotel lobby where he had once been rejected. This time, however, he wasn't a guest. He was the buyer, sitting across from the very people who had humiliated him. The tension in the air was thick. He could feel the weight of their stares, but he refused to flinch. Every step he took, every move he made, was calculated. Nothing would stand in his way now. But the clock was ticking, and just as the deal was about to close, something unexpected happened. Something that could change everything. Just as Marcus thought everything was falling into place, a complication arose. The current owners, sensing his determination, suddenly changed the terms of the deal. They demanded a higher price, one that would stretch Marcus's resources to the limit. It felt like a deliberate move, almost as if they didn't want to see him succeed. For a moment, doubt crept in. Was this their way of shutting him out for good? But Marcus wasn't about to back down. Not now, not after everything he had fought for. He took a deep breath, gathered his thoughts, and decided to push forward with a bold counteroffer. Behind the scenes, he worked to secure additional funding, calling in every favor and connection he had. Then, just as he was preparing to finalize the new deal, Marcus uncovered something shocking. A hidden clause in the hotel's finances that the owners had tried to keep buried. It was a game changer, one that could turn the entire negotiation on its head. Now, Marcus had the upper hand, but the risk was greater than ever. One wrong move, and everything he had worked for could fall apart. With the hidden cause in hand, Marcus walked into the final negotiation with a quiet confidence. The room was tense, the owners clearly expecting him to give in or walk away. But instead, Marcus calmly presented the financial loophole they had tried to hide. It exposed years of mismanagement and gave him a massive advantage in the deal. For a moment, there was stunned silence. The owners, caught off guard, realized they had no choice but to accept his terms. As the papers were signed, Marcus felt a wave of triumph. The very hotel that had once rejected him was now his. But just as he prepared to celebrate, there was one final surprise. A longtime employee approached him, tearfully thanking him. She revealed that she, too, had faced discrimination working there, but never had the power to change it. In that moment, Marcus realized this wasn't just about him. It was about creating a space where everyone could feel valued. He vowed to transform the hotel, not just physically, but as a symbol of inclusion and progress. What began as an act of defiance had become a mission to inspire others to rise above rejection and fight for what's right. Under Marcus's leadership, the hotel underwent a complete transformation. He invested not just in the building, but in the people who worked there, ensuring fair treatment and opportunities for everyone. The once exclusive space became a welcoming haven for all, earning praise from the community and beyond. Word of Marcus's journey spread, inspiring countless others to stand up against discrimination and fight for their dreams. Guests who visited the hotel weren't just staying in a luxury space. They were stepping into a story, a powerful reminder of resilience, determination, and the importance of inclusion. As Marcus walked through the bustling lobby one evening, watching families laugh and employees greet guests with genuine smiles, he couldn't help but reflect on how far things had come. What had started as rejection had turned into triumph, proving that sometimes the best way to respond to being underestimated is to rise higher than anyone ever imagined.